Hello, my name is Liderina Landas Rodriguez, and today I'm going to talk to you about the feelings and how I think and how I discover my thought that the feelings are in the brain. So, the first is the brain and feelings. So, the limbic system is a group of brain structures that react to certain external stimulus, inducing emotional behaviors like fear, happiness, angriness, and sadness. So, this is something discovered by scientifics. Yes, it's not something that I just want to say. This have the proofs that are in the brains that are in the certain point of the brain that we can to find these emotions. So talking about emotion here, we got the brain where we can to see the different parts of this where we can to feel the different emotions like the hypothalamus, the thalamus, the hippocampus, amygdala, and the pituitary gland. Yes, so the emotions. The emotional responses that we know in humans are a variety of happiness, surprise, anger, fear, and sadness. All of them have two common characteristics. So the first refers to a visceral motor response and the second to a somatic stereotyped motor response. So right now I'm going to talk to you second about the second characteristic, that is the somatic stereotyped motor response. So the sensitive that one person presents towards the emotion of another and the sensitivity to understand the dynamics of interaction with that second person is called empathy. Yes, the empathy is the cognitive capacity that a person has to feel what another feels. It it is about the ability to understand the needs, feelings, and problems of others, to put yourself in their place and respond correctly to their emotional reactions, to know how they feeling, how or what you can to do to feel that person better, because you feel that's pain like yours. Yes, not pain, maybe sadness or maybe happiness. Yes, the set of brain nuclei that regulate emotion for the limbic system: the ventral tegmental area, nucleus accumbens, hippocampus, lateral septal nuclei, frontal cortex. Recently, other structures have been added to traditional limbic system. This is said by Gelder, Morris, and Dolan in 2005. These are the amygdala, the orbitofrontal cortex. Yes, so the limbic system together with the structures of the frontal cortex of the of the frontal cortex, and this include this process emotional stimuli and integrate them into complex brain functions, which include rational decision, expressions, and interpretation of social behaviors, and even the generation of moral judgments. The latter being understood as the mental acts that affirm or deny moral value in the face of situation or behavior. Yes, so here in this picture we can to find the different actions and different things that control the different parts of the brain. Yes, talking about the feelings, of course. So the basal nuclei modify voluntary and reflexive motor patterns at the subconscious level. The hypothalamus controls stereotyped motor patterns related to eating, drinking, and sexual activity. So this is that are feelings, yes, because if you don't feel the hungry, you don't won't want to eat. And if you don't feel um thirsty, you won't want drink anything, yes, and the feelings and the sexual activity, that emotion, yes, is that is an emotion, yes, and for that reason it's part of the hypothalamus, and that is found in the hypothalamus. Yes, there are studies that talk about that one person can to interact just with that part of the brain to feel the things like in a sexual activity. Yes, that emotion that in a sexual activity. So points on superior medulla oblongata control balance reflexes and more complex respiratory reflexes. Talking about the brainstem and spinal cord, control simple cranial and spinal reflexes. Inferior medulla oblongata controls basic respiratory reflexes. Cerebellum coordinates complex motor partners, and thalamus and mesencephalon control reflexes in response to visual and auditory stimuli. Yes, all begin by the eyes. Yes, if you see, if you watch something that you want, you maybe will feel happy or sadness or yes, the different emotions depending on the thing that you can to watch or hear. Yes, and the cerebral cortex plans the end in the and initiates voluntary motor activity. So to continue, now we're going to talk about the limbic system. Yes, here you can to see all the parts about the limbic system. I'm going to show you all the parts that are in the limbic system. So the pleasure, sadness, depression, um, fear, anger, hostility, anxiety are emotions. Yes, all these are emotions. Are emotions that give certain tones to our daily lives, which enrich each of our experiences. Yes, when the intensity and characteristic of this emotion leave the normal or psychological values, emotional disorders occur. Yes, which constitute a large number of mental illness, for example, depressions, psychosis, and affective disorders. So, and the last thing, yes, here are some things that you can to read. Yes, and after of that, you can to ask me all the questions that you want and to be answered. Okay, so thank you very much. That's all for this explanation, and I hope that you can to understand everything. Thank you very much. Bye bye.